My skin is black.
What you looking
My
at?
skin
Yeah,
is black.
I feel so good to be black right now.
is black.
What you looking
Welcome to episode 81 of the Black in Fashion podcast. We're in the 80s now, guys. We're in season 4. I hope you guys are tuning in and that you're learning a lot of information and that you're being well versed in the fashion industry. Of course, we can't start any episodes without acknowledging our amazing sponsors, all Black-owned businesses. J&J Legal, they help fashion designers and entrepreneurs build their brands, protect their creativity, and secure their legacy. They offer legal services in trademarks, copyrights, business formation, and contract drafting and revising. You could book a free 15-minute discovery call with them and get your fashion empire off the ground and on the right track sooner than later. Visit jnjlegalservices.com and follow them on Instagram at jnjlegal. Our second sponsor is the Assembly Line, which is a full-service fashion consulting firm that focuses on cultivating and developing emerging talent by providing resources and guidance on all fronts. They provide various services including project management, brand building, creative services, product development, and all-around consulting to build new brands and to elevate established fashion businesses. Their mission is to empower entrepreneurs in any stage of their business and is here to help build your brand from concept to consumer and everything in between. So today I am joined by a very amazing and special person, J. Alexander Martin. He has an empire built on originality, urban influence, and industry-changing music. J. Alexander Martin has externalized many successful ventures in the fashion industry, including the iconic clothing line FUBU, for us, by us, serving as the co-founder and the vice president. Today, his kingdom includes a clothing line, a non-for-profit, a consulting firm. Through all of his endeavors, his innate talent and ability to predict trends that have caused him to impact the fashion world once again. Rightfully portrayed as the man who made urban culture a part of the mainstream, Jay's consistency in fashion has now given him a platform to emerge as an effectual leader once again. Thank you so much, Jay, for joining me.
Hey.
Hey.
Great introduction.
Thank you. You know, I try.
Sound like something I wrote.
It do, yeah, you know, I mean, I think, you know, you can sell yourself better than anybody else, you know, so I definitely go directly off of what you guys write. Like, you know what, let me come through with, you know, how you feel about yourself, because I am my best way. So I just want to pop directly into the conversation, and my first question for you is just how did you get started, and what inspired you to take the road of an entrepreneur, and specifically in the fashion business?
Okay, let's see. That's a lot to unpack.
Yes, it is.
So 7 years ago, we, as a group, 3, Damon John, Keith Perrin, Carl Brown, and I, J. Alexander Martin, over a number of years, coordinated to me, at this point, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, urban brand that is second to Goya. How do we do it? Tenacity, ingenuity, knowing your customer, and straight up marketing. Mm-hmm. Good old-fashioned marketing. Now, the background to the story is Damon John was making hats along with Carl Brown, selling in the neighborhood. One of the graphic designers in the neighborhood came up with the logo. The guys came up with the name. I came home from Desert Storm, Desert Shield, from the U.S. Navy. I'm actually medically retired from the military. I'm actually 50% disabled. Used my GI Bill to go to fashion school, and desire to be in fashion. I wanted to be a buyer, to be honest. Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking to be, but I guess I got a good segue. To go back to the heritage, I met up with Damon again. We were child friends. Coming home, I was working at Macy's and going to school at the same time. And I looked at something as an opportunity. Mm-hmm. He looked at it as, you know, I'm going to sell a couple of hats and make some sales. It didn't matter if it was shoehorns. That's the kind of guy he is. He's going to get it done. He's going to sell, and he's going to make money, and that's it. And I had the desire to want to be in the business. So in true shark fashion, but in a good way, I went to him and said, "Hey, listen, let me take this idea to another level." I gave him $6,000 and the knowledge that I had from school, and FUBU was born in the way that we see it today.
Amazing. That's what's up. So can you tell me a little bit about that, just building from the ground up? I know that it's a very difficult process to, create a clothing brand and like make it successful. What would you say is the most crucial part of it? Would you say that it's the product, or would you say it's the marketing, or would you say it's like an even split?
Yeah, I get that question a lot, and I get questions like that. And what will history, not even history, but the books will tell you, and common, knowledge, but common knowledge isn't that common a lot of times. Mm-hmm. But what you hear all the time is what people will say is it's either one or it's the other, it's the other. To be honest, they all work in unison. From manufacturing to sales to marketing to design. You have to have all those things to work.
Gotcha.
And distribution.
Okay.
If you don't have all of those things, you're never going to scale, and you're never going to scale.
Gotcha.
You're going to be here today and gone tomorrow. There'll be no longevity to you.
What I've noticed, I work I own a consulting business, and I create clothing brands for designers. So I have, over the past year, I've made about 300 different brands. I do product development, and I also offer manufacturing services right here in New York. And over the past year, I've had over about 300 different designers over the U.S. creating products. And, anytime I start with a client, I always tell them how important branding and marketing is. And I feel like that's an area in which new designers lack. So even as much as we drill into their heads and tell them often, hey, you have to honestly understand who your target consumer is and who you're branding first off before you even start making products, so you even understand who you're making products for, they don't know. And I find that a lot of my clients in particular, they lack education from that realm. But I don't even think that education is like you have to go to fashion school or anything like that. I feel like you just got to seek education because you don't necessarily have to go to school. What do you think about that?
I'm not for popular opinion. And what I hear today is popular opinion says you don't need to go to school. It's not what I agree with. The only way you don't have to go to school is if you're my son or daughter. Mm-hmm. What do I mean by that? I have all the knowledge in the world to pass on. If you're in a situation where you're working and you're getting all the knowledge that you need, then cool. You don't need it. But if you don't, you need to seek it. Right. But when you seek it in formal education, or you seek it in the club YouTube school. But the problem with you, but here's my point. The reason why I don't believe in popular opinion is the problem with YouTube school is this. If I give you the answer to the test and you don't know how you got to that answer, you think you passed, but you're really going to fail. Mm-hmm. Because you don't know how to work out the problem. You just got the answer. So now you think you got it. Now you think you're the man. Now you think you know what you're doing. You're going to go out there, and then all of a sudden, you don't even know why you got to that, why that answer is even valid.
This is true. I think I'm more so was worrying about like traditional education, because from what I've noticed, like I I moved here from Chicago, and what I've noticed that I have a lot of my employees and just like clients and stuff like that. They went to the FITs, they went to the Parsons, like they went to these really high end schools that's supposed to give all this education to them, and then they still don't know. It's so many things that they lack. So I think I was more so talking about traditional education setting. Like I feel like you can seek education through business coaches, mentors, programs, accelerated programs, and all that stuff. But as far as like the 4-year institution goes, I don't know if they give designers the proper tools to honestly be successful in the business. I feel like a lot of their things are catered to design and not necessarily business. Or you have to double major, meaning you have to do double the work to understand what it is to actually be on the business side of fashion.
Well, before I forget this point I wanted to make, what I like to say, and actually I've heard it in different variations from different prominent people, is that if I have to tell you or provide you a will in a way, not just a will in a way, I better off to say if you need someone to tell you, hey, or if you have to ask me advice about being an entrepreneur, as if, what do you do, and what can push me, how can you push myself, or all that, or mentor, then you don't need to be an entrepreneur, because that's not what an entrepreneur is.
Facts. You are
And
absolutely
again,
right.
the reason why I jumbled so much by even saying this, because there's so many people that say that now, and it's counterintuitive to the conversation that everyone's having, and now, and even to the question you're asking, because people are saying, well, why do I even need that? Because if you don't have basic skills, problem solving skills, and a whole business skills in a whole, you're gonna fail anyway. If you have to sit there and go, I need to go to this seminar and I have to, get the confidence, you're wasting my time, your time, and who else's time. But if you want to pay, so I think that because of that, you're not applying yourself in school, so or you have a bill that you may necessarily can't pay for, right? And you're using that as a scapegoat and excuse for what you didn't learn because you were off doing the wrong things. Because again, I went to school, I applied what I learned in school, right? I failed a lot of my classes, but it still helped me. Why did I fail it? Because I was actually working FUBU at the same time I was going to school, and I was giving them the answers that I learned from school. I mean, I learned from working in the field, so it didn't match up. So with that being said, right now, yes, I can probably go back and teach in school, but you have to understand what school is. School isn't necessarily teaching you the skills in certain cases, unless you're going to like a trade school. It's it's teaching you the fundamentals of how to work with people, how to work out problems, and things like that. I happen to have gone into the military. Now, I could have the same kind of question. Well, you don't need to go to the military. You don't need to do this. But the military did do certain things and get my mind right to being able to facilitate building a business. So I think that they're extrapolating and looking forward and going, I don't need to do this now, I don't need to do that. It's not based off of, it's not based off of substance. It's based off of lack of applying themselves, lack of understanding, or lack of using what's there. So if you didn't get anything out of it, whose fault is that?
True.
And that's what an entrepreneur is. They take these situations, they apply themselves. Everyone, see, when in life, a lot of people do what they call follow. And again, this culture of society right now is all about follow, because every social media app that we're drawn to is about following. And what you're following. So now we're trapped in this following cycle, and only a few people are making it because they are going off and going another way.
Interesting. You're absolutely right, though. I do find that it's more people that, like to more so do it for the show, for the clout, opposed to like really like putting their pedal to the metal and like really, really understanding the business and being a student of the business like at all times. And I know it's super frustrating for people who are really passionate about it and really love it to see like an industry that you love so much just deteriorate with time. I think it kind of goes up and down with this industry. Like sometimes it's really, really great, and like I really feel like they just started to really, really embrace Black designers. I guess for me, I would say like within the last like 20 to 30 years. And that's when like I feel like, and this leads me into my next question is, how do you feel like, music and like pop culture has influenced fashion?
Well, I owe my whole career in fashion to the music business. When I first started, I took a lot of the ideals from them, their methodology, their temperament, and how we moved, how we marketed, and how we approached every item, that was made.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that they're the huge part of it. I think now their influence is kind of fallen off somewhat because now the individual quote unquote tastemaker is starting to take some of that. But overall, hands down in the end, celebrity will prevail when it comes to music and fashion. Music being the catalyst to for fashion and the like of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
I use like as in because anytime you post something, you're going to post something in fashion and you're going to put music up and you're going to get a like.
True.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like they definitely work hand in hand, and then I definitely feel like their music definitely influences it nowadays. Can you tell me about like during the time where like where FUBU was like on the rise, and then you start to see a lot more, I guess, like rappers and stuff like that come out with their brands at around the same time or like kind of following in the footsteps of FUBU, and how it kind of like oversaturated that market at the time. How do you feel like that kind of like played out?
Well, it played out again. We first started. It was a smaller market. We had in the LLQJs. We had commercials. We had one of the most famous commercials in the world with LL wearing the Gap hat, wearing the FUBU hat and the Gap ad. Which has never been repeated. It's been attempted but never been repeated. With that being said, I don't know how do I. And again, I want to make sure I'm answering your question directly.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what? Simplify it a little bit more because I'm going to go off on a tangent and I don't want to do that.
You can. No, this is what you should do. This is an open platform. So I want you to be transparent and raw and, express yourself. So that is absolutely fine.
Well, and the reason why I'm saying I'm going to go off a tangent because I'm not even going to answer the question. I'm going to say something about something else.
Okay.
I think because it brings me to this thought. Making a business, creating a business, starting a business comes from either a thought, an idea, a hobby. And I think that a lot more people will be successful if they stop trying to skip the steps. A lot more people will be more successful if they understood what they think they understand.
Mm-hmm.
When someone says branding, nowadays they bottle everything up in branding. Well, there's a difference between branding. There's branding, there's advertising, there's marketing, what I call BAM. You have to do both.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all three, I should say. No one knows the difference between the three. If you talk about social media and social media marketing and guerrilla marketing, and now all of a sudden they're making up macro and macro and all this other stuff just to adjust to and give someone another check. Someone with 2,000 followers and and a bunch of likes, and oh, give me this, and I can make some money. So I say all to say, and also the biggest word in the whole fashion library now is what's it called? Sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
If I hear sustainable one more time. So I mean, I say all that to say that everyone is in their own way, and I think that in business, the fashion business stopped at one time, and it got taken over by newbies. But the newbies, all they did was, instead of researching and understanding everything about fashion, marketing, branding, and not just that particular product, but all kind of products, you know, without them understanding everything about it, they just said, "Oh, let me get the end of it." You know, I'm not going to go through the work. I'm not going to go through understanding all of it. Just give me the result.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't get to a result without working, because the lessons are not in the answer. The lessons in how you got to the answer. You can't cheat work and knows who's working. And that's why we don't have any longevity in any of these brands today. I'm in business almost 30 years. I can sit in a forum and say we have, you know, upwards of $6 billion in sales to date generated by this FUBU name. And the next person look at me like, yeah, so what? I got 5 T-shirts on a website. I'm better than you. I can say I'm in 3 museums. One in Europe, the Great Blacks Wax Museum, which is we have wax figured ourselves, and the newest one in D.C., the African American Metropolitan Museum.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be nothing in the scope of things, because someone has their 3 T-shirts, and their mama said this is hot.
True. Skipping right on over what they actually need to know.
Exactly.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Can you tell me about a time, like just like in your entrepreneurship journey, that you like something that was really, really bad, or that you learned something from a bad situation and how it shaped you and changed you into a better entrepreneur?
No, I cannot tell you anything. Why I say I can't tell you anything? Because I have the mindset of everything that spoke me was good.
That's good. Usually I always hear like a whole lot of different horror stories, like, you know, this is how I had to learn how to be a better.
But that's exactly what I've been getting to alluded to the whole night, or the whole conversation, is that everyone follows the leader. They follow the same book, the same play. The same play. I don't do that. And that's why I'm still here today. Because think about this. If you follow the same play that everyone does, all right? So let's just bring up, let me look for something that's right in front of my face, Coca-Cola. And you're like, I'm going to make a soda, a pop, wherever you are, depending on your region, what you call it. Now, you're modeling everything around that can of Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got to wait in line until they make a move, and now you make a move and do something different. And when they make a move, you make a move and you do something different. Instead of going for making a whole new flavor. Now you're not in line. You're not doing anything wrong. How could someone, it's almost like, and when I say wrong, what I say like this is that, imagine you're sitting there speaking in front of 50,000 people, 5 people, and you telling your story. It's your story. You're not wrong. You don't need guidance. You're not wrong. It's your story. Same aspect. You have to think about you and what you're ordained to do and what you can do within your limitations. And as you go through whatever you're trying to do, you're learning. And it's not working. And it's not working and continuously not working. But it's not that it's not working. It is working. What's right is right. It's right because you're learning it. So when you're in that particular position going forward, you're going to what? Win. But what people are doing is, I don't want to do all that. I want to just give me an answer. Just put it in the microwave for 1 second and make it hot. No.
That makes sense.
Think about this. How long is something what do you call it? Trending?
2 weeks.
Yeah. I rest my case.
Yeah, you absolutely did. So I read that you have consulting services now, and you also offer, not also offer, but you also have a non-for-profit. Can you tell me a little bit about your consulting services?
Well, I consult on this is an app called Clubhouse. I think a lot of people know about it as of now. I'm on there. I have a button on my Instagram that you just book now. Most people, if you are starting business startup, I'll give you the first consultation for free, no problem. We'll sit and talk. If you really a startup, then I'll continue giving it for free just to get you to the point, because it makes no sense to try to get a check off of someone that doesn't even that's all the money they have to get it going. It's kind of counter, you know what I'm saying? Counterproductive. Right?
For sure.
Counterproductive to me even helping you if I'm taking everything before you even start. So I do that, but that's a side thing, and that's just something that I do. I'm the president, former president of the New York State Black Chamber of Commerce. I'm on the board of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. I work with the Urban League and the Urban League Young Professionals. Prior to COVID, I was traveling all over teaching all the young professionals about entrepreneurship. I'm partners in a few other charities, but I'll be here all day talking about the charities that I deal with. Non-for-profits. One called Son of Saint, which helps young kids who mothers and fathers are in jail or have died, and to help them, guide them through their life and being a father figure into their life. Another one is for Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry. Another one is regarding athletes, and when athletes, retired athletes, and helping them with their business structure and things that they're trying to do after sports. Another one is just straight education, and another one is for financial literacy. So, and then I also have a consulting company I'm actually, like I told you earlier, I am on I am a veteran, retired medical veteran, U.S. Navy, all that. So what I have is what they call SAM, which is a cage code, and I'm pretty much a government contractor. So that's sanctioned from the government. And I do that on the side, and I consult companies and consult the government when it comes to projects and notably PPE. I do clothing, construction / real estate. What else do I do? Sheesh.
You do a lot.
Yeah. I'm a little all over the place, but I'm struck. It's funny too. What I don't want to say I'm all over the place, because I'm all over the place, but I'm structured and all over the place, because everything is kind of like a ladder, or kind of like steps. I don't skip steps. So if I go up one step, right? And I started doing A. The next one is A, B, right? Or a 1 or 1A, 2, 2A, 3, 3A, or 3B or 3C, and then I move up. So it's all encompasses each other. So it all helps each other. And that's how I think. I don't just do, today I'm trying to make hammers. It's like, what do you know about hammers? Because black people just jump to stuff that they think is hot. If every rapper said, "Oh man, I'm making a hammer," now you'd see everybody running trying to make hammers. But see, if that did happen, right? They would all be trying to make hammers. But you know what I would do? My butt be making wood.
I hear that.
And metal, and mine in metal. And that's the philosophy.
To always be a step ahead and to always think outside the box.
Well, no, not a step ahead. In your own step. Do your own steps.
Yep.
Because a lot of people that in fashion that you may work with, they don't want to be in fashion. They just want to make money. They just want to be in something, be in the thing.
Yeah, I noticed that. I definitely noticed that just like on this journey. And I've been doing the product development thing for a little while, but just in this past year, just like with all the different clients that I've had, that's probably the thing that I've noticed the most. And I'm just like, these people not in it. Like, they don't really want to be here. Like, they just want to make money or they want to be trendy and stuff like that. And then, when I go on my rant, I've done my little Instagram rants, because then they also... I get pushed a lot because of the time frame. Also, we're in a pandemic. I'm trying to get these products out. Factory workers are not working. My employees get sick, all type of stuff. And I felt like they were also rushing me, too, to get their product manufactured. And I'm like, you haven't even perfected the product yet. You haven't even branded the product yet.
No, you don't even know where you're going to sell it at.
You don't even know where you're going to sell it at,
I'm sorry. You're just going to sell... Oh, could you look at my IG page? No, I don't look at your IG page. I don't care about your IG page. Excuse my French, about your IG page.
I get that all the time, and it's crazy to me. And I go on a rant, and I'll say, like, hey, like, y'all don't even know the differences between product development and production. You're trying to manufacture a product that you don't even have yet. You don't even have a product. You don't have a brand. You don't have anything. And you're rushing to, I need a manufacturer. I need a manufacturer.
Somebody.
Yeah, no, I deal with it day to day. Like, it's always.
There is a God.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm telling you.
You ain't got a brand. Oh, my brand. Your brand. Yes, you just got a thought.
Exactly, and it's crazy.
And it's not even a good one.
It's when I tell you I get so frustrated that I might go on the Instagram. I went on an Instagram rant recently for 7 minutes straight of me just saying, like, you don't even know what you're doing. We're doing it for you. First off, that's the first wrong thing that you're doing, because yes, we offer the services, but we also offer education. I teach pattern making, I teach draping, I teach merchandise management, I teach production logistics. Like, I teach all these things. And there's so many people who, they go towards our services because you don't want to learn. You don't want to know the work. I offer mentorship packages. Like, I offer everything that a fashion school offers in a smaller price point. I take payment plans, and it's definitely dedicated to an African-American clientele. I do things virtually. I do them in person. I do one-on-one. But people always want to do the services. And then it kills me, because it's like, you will let me full thorough with your services, and you won't do not one class with me, one mentorship with me, not want to learn anything. You just want me to do the work. How you going to be a designer and build a brand and you don't even want to learn? So it's very interesting.
There's two things that I do. When someone comes to me, I'll say to them, oh, you want to do this? That's great. All right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to do two things. Right? It depends on what they tell. If they tell me they want to do a brand or make a brand, or they got a brand, I said, do this. Go to a store, your favorite store. Stand in front of it. Look up, look down, look around. Right? Watch people come in, watch people come out. Right? I need you to get a notepad and write all this down. Go in the store, look around. Look how it looks. Look at the signs. Look at sale. Look at the sales sign. Whatever sign is there, write what that sign says. Walk around. Look at the fixtures. Count the fixtures. Count what's on the fixtures. Count how. Look. Do a diagram of where the clothing. Where's the clothing? Where the clothing is in comparison to your favorite brand. Is the stuff in the back? Is it in the front? Did someone come up to you and said hello? What was the salesman? What was the age of the salesman? Walk around some more. Did anybody stop you? Did anybody ask you to help? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then go to your favorite, go to whatever you want to get, what you like. Pick it up. Feel it. Look at the tags. Look at all the tags on it. Count how many tags on it. Count the inside. Look at the back. Look at everything about it. Count what did they have? What did this brand have? Did it have one shirt? Did it have 2 T-shirts there? Did it have 5 T-shirts? How were they stacked up? Was it abundance of it, or was it only 1 or 2? Walk over to the counter. Put it on the counter. Look at the counter. Is there other merchandise? What's on the way to the counter? The guy takes it. What does he do first? Does he scan it? Does he type it in? What kind of machine is he using? Look at what he's doing, period. Grab the bag. Write down if the bag is a store bag or it's a bag from the actual company you made. Walk out the store. Did he say buy? Did he tell you about any other offer? Now, all that stuff I just mentioned, you walk out the store. And if you need to understand every single aspect of just what and why all that happens. And then they'd be like, oh, well, I'm not selling the stores. Okay.
Lord, I've heard that too.
Then I'll say, all right, do the same thing with a website. Get on the website. Look around. How easy is it to go around? Does it spiral? Does it fast? Do you see the goods? Do you see the goods on somebody? Can you see the circumference of the goods? When you check out. How fast does it check out? What are the processes? What's the return policy? Understand all that. And when you understand all that, come back to me and then we can talk. Then what I do for far as creativity is I say, this is what I want you to do. This is your homework. Go outside. Find a rock. Come inside. Turn up your TV, your phone, anything electronic. You can have one light on. Everything is off. And I want you to sit there and I want you to play with that rock. Entertain yourself all day with that rock. The next day, I want you to take that rock again. And I want you, after you played with it all day, yes, the previous day, I want you to sell me that rock. So that means how you sell the rock? That's up to you. Sell me the rock. I need a marketing plan. I need a distribution plan. First of all, I need a finance plan on how you're going to get it financed.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the customer. I want to know the demographics. I want to go to psychographics. I want to know the niche. And I even give you one. You want sustainable? Throw sustainability in it.
Throw sustainability in it. That's hilarious. Throw sustainability in it. It's very interesting, to say the least.
And I want the difference between a branding, an advertising, and marketing. How are you going to brand it? How are you going to advertise it? How are you going to market it? Every time I say that. Huh?
See.
So why are you telling? So what are you talking? If you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. Go get a job.
You're
Go
right.
get a job. Stop wasting my rollover minutes.
Yeah, you're right. And have you actually had people that actually was able to successfully complete that task?
Not one.
Not one person.
Not
Wow.
one person did it.
Wow. I tell you, if you gave me that task, I'd have it done, because that's the type of person I am. I definitely would.
But it's not even for me.
Yeah.
It's for them.
Exactly.
Because in two settings or two situations, you can understand everything about the business. But you don't want to do that. You want somebody to give you the business.
Mm-hmm.
You think, oh, I got it on, I got a bunch of likes, everybody loves it. Don't I call that, the mama I could sing syndrome? When you're in the shower, you sound great. But go out on stage.
And see what happened when you're on that stage. And
You know
you're
what?
not properly prepared for it.
No, this next time somebody say this to you, oh, everybody loves it. Well, who's everybody?
But then I get labeled like the bitch that knows it all when I do ask those questions. And that's crazy because then I get people who get, honestly, they get upset. I had a customer try to check me the other day and tell me, like, actually they called, I was supposed to be on a fabric call. They were supposed to be confirming their fabrics with me. And instead of confirming their fabrics with me, they're addressing an Instagram video rant that I went into talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. And if you're going to come to me, you need to be prepared. And was trying to ambush me, telling me that I basically was demeaning people who went to design school. I was like, I didn't say anything about anybody going to design school. I was just saying that you need to be prepared when you hop in this business. You need to learn something when you hop in this business. I wasn't triggering anyone or talking to any specific group. I'm just saying as a whole, you want to develop a product, you want to manufacture a product, brand that product, do that product. And he was basically, and this wasn't even the client. The client didn't do their business manager on the phone who knows a whole lot about business, so-called, and get to rapping to me about the industry that I've been in for the last 15 years plus. And I was just like, okay, so I thought this, first of all, I thought this was about fabrics. Second off, if your client knows everything, why the hell don't she know what type of zipper she want? She went to fashion school, right? Something as simple as knowing the differences between a closed-ended zipper and an open-ended zipper is something a designer should know. And that's something so minute.
That's a little...
so minute. So you're not going to get on the phone and try to check me about me saying that people need to learn more when your client doesn't even know the difference between an invisible... Another thing, she told me she wanted a zipper. And I said, what kind of zipper you want? She said, I want an invisible zipper. I said, okay, cool. She was like, I want the one with the gold teeth. Keyword, lady, invisible. It don't have no damn gold teeth.
Gold teeth.
So I was just like, what? But she went to fashion school, but she know the business, right? Hey, you don't know the business, and you can't even tell me the difference between a zipper. Like, that's how I felt.
No, I used to, way back, 3 years back, I was, I used to put out questions. I actually not put out questions, put out answers to questions that people the average person doesn't know. Like, what is YKK?
Right. She didn't know what that was either. Because I asked her that she wanted. I told her that I asked that she wanted reread YKK, and she couldn't even tell me what the fuck I was talking about.
You know that's a person, right? Mm-hmm. You do know that's a person, right?
Yeah, I do.
No, I'm not you. I'm talking about them.
Yeah.
Like, no, there you go. Here's the craziest part about any conversation. When oh yeah, I was doing that. Mm-hmm. So you was doing that, then why didn't you do it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was thinking that. That's what I'm doing. See, the problem with consultants is that people want their problem. They have something in their head that they want to do, and they all want you to do is approve it, or. But they could have something in their head, and great. But sometimes shit don't make sense, yo.
It don't. And when I start saying that, they get offended. Like, I found that they get offended when I'm like, yo, that's not going to work. Or when somebody come to me and they be like, oh, yeah, I want to make this hoodie and I want to put my name on it. And I'm just like, well, you should just go buy wholesale and put your name on it. You don't need me to develop a whole product from scratch for you.
Because I'm cutting. I went through cut sew. I'm cutting sew.
Right.
I'm cutting sew.
I'm like, you don't need cutting sew. It's basic. I said, what is it? I can see if it was
no,
like,
no, I'm cutting sew. I'm cutting sew.
Yeah, I've learned to turn certain clients away. And I'm just like, I'm not making that. I'm not making patterns for that. I'm not doing a fitting for that. I'm not fabric sourcing for that. Like, I'm not doing any of that. You can go buy that wholesale and print on it. You in your local print shop is one in Brooklyn, it's some in the city. You could buy my vendor supplier list if you want to know, but it's just like, I'm not gonna deal with that. But that's the type of shit that I get on a daily. And like I said, I got 300 clients over the U.S. And it's usually my Southern clients that don't know nothing. I'm gonna be completely honest. But it's a very interesting. I just have, gotten to a space where now I'm doing like more of a application process with people. Like, you got to pass. If you can't pass, you can't work with me. You need to start back down to branding. And I have a branding company that I work with, down in Atlanta. She's really good. Like, I'm going to just start sending them there first because I don't want to see it. If you ain't branded or marketed, I'm not making it.
But again, please do this. I may implore you to do this. In the questions, right? What is branding? What is advertising? And what is marketing?
Like, put that in the application.
Put that in application.
You're right. It's crazy because I asked her today too. I said, "What should I put in there?" So I asked the right questions so they don't waste my damn time. And she was saying that like she had like a branding worksheet and she sent it to me. I haven't even looked it over yet, but I'm gonna put that in there. Like I want to know the difference between all three before I move forward and make your products. And if one more person asks me about production and manufacturing when they don't even have a product yet, like how much is production gonna be? I don't know. You don't have nothing yet. How many units? How many colors? How many sizes? Like, I can't give you a number when you ain't gave me shit. You don't even have fabrics chose yet. I don't know what the construction is. Is it silk? Are we using flat fell seams? We using French seams? Like, and it's so crazy that they always ask, well, how much production gonna cost? And people write that in my DM. They write it under our comments. Well, how much does it cost to produce my shirt? What's your shirt look like? What is it? Like, does it have an embroidery? Is it, like, what is it? Like, it's mind-boggling. And I put up quotes every morning on my page, my LC Apparel Consulting page, every morning on different business things that you should know as a designer and as you're building it. And it's like they legit not paying attention. They don't read or something. I keep talking about the differences between product development and production and how you got a brand. You got to know your target consumer. You got to even know your pricing strategy. Like, are you contemporary? Are you better? Are you moderate? You trying to do budget in the USA? You want to sell something for $30? Where they do that at? Like, and it's mind-boggling to me. I'm like, no, I produce everything here. I don't produce nothing in China, so I can't make nothing for you that you're gonna be able to sell for $30.
No. But here's the biggest question you said after all that. When the hell are you doing all that for? When if you do have a website and you're only selling it on, if you don't have a website and you're selling on Instagram, so where you gonna put this shit?
True.
In your living room?
Exactly. It's insane to me. I don't get it. I really don't. But I'm trying to better every day. I'm just trying to figure out ways of making sure that this process is seamless and that people are educating themselves. And if they don't want to educate themselves, then I'm the wrong company. And I said that in my rant, which is why they were trying to check me. But you ain't going to check me. I'm going to say what I have to say. And like I said, don't waste my team time.
That's social media anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody. Now, that's the thing. It's the same thing with social media. Mm-hmm. And everyone is an authority.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Authority, author. I got 2 books. You can't tell me shit. I got almost 30 years. You can't tell me shit.
Right. You're absolutely right.
And longevity will help that out. And you seem like you have some years in, so.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a little while. But I am young. I'm only 32, but I've been sewing since I was 6 years old. I got my bachelor's in design. I have a master's in fashion management and business. So, and I worked in the industry for a long time. I worked for Calvin Klein. I worked for Karl Lagerfeld. And I've always been in the product development and production realm. But I'm a little beyond my years when it comes to this. Like, I can make anything you put in front of me, but I also understand the business. And I don't know if it's crazy because they come to me, though. Like, because that's why my business, like last year at this time, it was just me. In my little house, I live in Bed-Stuy, in my front room, making stuff. And then now I got 12 employees. I got over 300 clients, and I have a commercial space in Bushwick. So I do know what I'm doing, and I've built this business in honestly less than a year because I was always doing it. It was just my side hustle. But in a year's time, I've doubled it. You know, I went from working a job making $70 a year to bringing in almost $700,000 in my first year. Really, really being in business. So I'm doing something right. Like I'm doing something right, but it's just like I feel like I still am attracting a certain type of people, and I do cater to the small emerging designer, but I want to cater to that emerging designer that's hungry, that want the knowledge, that want to learn, you know, and those are the people that I want to work with. So it's been a process, to say the least.
Well, I hear you.
It's a process. But I really enjoyed our talk today. It's good to speak to someone who gets it, you know, who like understands and really, really want to, you know, who's about it, honestly, that has the mentality, that has the hustle, that has like that mind state that's just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever I need to do, because I don't have that many people around me that are like that outside of my employees. They get to it, all of them. And they always learning. And we're always excelling. I brought in, like I hired a guy that's been in the business for about 40 years. I just hired him this week. Yesterday was his first day. He came through the door teaching. Because it's like, even though I'm running this business, I'm still learning. I'm still getting to really get my foot in there. And my team is learning too, because I'm 32 and the rest of them are younger than me. You know, but they hungry. And they hungry, and then they get it done. They like to come in on weekends. They work over their hours. Like everybody works full time. And the guy I brought in today, even the people who think they know it all, they shut up. And they was listening to that man as he was teaching them the right way to do things, industry standards. And it was amazing to me just to see somebody, who only worked for me for one day have so much influential over the rest of that team. But I need it. I have an all black team. I'd like to keep it like that, and we learning together and we growing together. And I just want our team to, not our team, I want our clients, the people that we're consulting, to get that and to understand that.
Understood.
I appreciate you for joining me. If you want to just throw out the best way to get in contact with you if people are interested in working with you and your consulting and stuff like that.
Just simple. Just the letter J, Alexander, the letter M at. Oh no, sorry, that's my email. All right, the letter J, Alexander, Martin, MARTIN.com.
Gotcha.
My name, and they can have there's all my social media there. They can look on. They can see my books. They can read my bio and see all the things that I'm doing and all my bookings and things like that.
Gotcha. So I just one thing. I have this little segment just before we end out, called "It's a Muse." If you had to recommend one book to a new entrepreneur, what would that book be?
I mean, I'm kind of biased.
Your book.
Yeah, exactly. Building an Empire. It's not because it's a book that's going to sit there and go, well, hi, you need to do an LLC, and then you need to do this. It basically makes you think different, because a lot of us are in our own way, thinking, along the lines of everyone else. A lot of us think goal-orientated to where I think vision-orientated. And I think that if more people start thinking vision, they will be way better off.
Gotcha. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really, really enjoyed our conversation today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. And as I always say, stay black. Peace out.
Oh, I have no choice.
Have a
Forest bias. Forest bias.
Always, always, always and forever.
Well, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.